Congratulations, you've unlocked All Apologies, a show about apology tours and demanding satisfaction. I'm your host, Trucker Andy, and Joe's finally back. And people don't realize this, but Joe's been off the show for like 3 fucking weeks, and I've been doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Nick Swartzen was like in the bank, so
which I did all of the heavy lifting on that, I believe, right, Andy?
Yeah.
I left you. I didn't leave you high and dry. I left you a show.
Thank you. I had COVID, and you did something. No, you did all that, and then I missed you when I was doing Mel Gibson with Ryan, and I had to do everything for Mel Gibson. I was just like, I don't like this.
I really loved the Ryan's show that you did with him, though. The
worst of the best
review. Yeah, worst of the best. Your review of Clutch, and I mean, Ryan picked my favorite song, so he was cool in my book.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed listening to somebody else kind of discover and love a record that I love. So
yeah, that was the best part. When I realized he had no idea who Clutch was, and then for him to do his homework and arrive on the show being a new fan was the best part of that. And then
how can you not, really? I mean, yeah, everybody, if you've never listened to Clutch's Blast Tyrant, you don't know anything, go check it out. It's one of the best hard rock albums around. Before we get too far out, everybody go to this way, allapologiespodcast.com for all the links to Patreon and Instagram and everywhere else you can find Andy talking shit. And
this week, Joe, I think I want to do this the other way around, where we shout out our Patreon supporters at the top of the show. People like Simon, who we met this weekend, Negative Creep, Hall & Oates, Leo, Fun Kilo, Tiger. I'm pretty sure somebody tried to tell me how to actually pronounce this, and I'm still gonna fuck it up. Tigran, Aaron Lewis, Kyle, Balasim, Nicola, Doug, Hunter Duke, Bob, Principled Uncertainty. Shout out Principled Uncertainty. I was just messaging him today. Sean Savage, Orange, Julius, Brian, Notorious Cretin, Waylon, Tony Genesis, Kate, Harry Zoo, Ray Guitard, SJ, Jackie Marlowe, and Trevor, Brenda, and the one and only Dr. Steve. We really appreciate these guys, everybody. So if you have the heart and you have $5, consider supporting the show financially on Patreon. And there's free content on there. I'm going to put some free stuff that we did for. We take the paid membership stuff and we cut it in half and give it to the free members late. So you get like a taste. So you could sign up for free, but we could really use the support. And
also heads up, Instagram people, the dildo that tried to friend you with no posts or friends, or they're not following anybody, that's me. So if you got some random follow or request,
everybody just thinks that you're a bot trying to fuck them, Joe, financially or literally. So put some posts up.
But if you like some, I'll have to. You're right. I should at least like maybe go live or post something that has to do with something. I got to just wander around town and be like, fucking fix this. I demand an apology from the municipality.
Something. So we have a jam-packed show this week, and I want to invite a subject matter expert, Housewife Jenny, onto the show because hello, Jenny.
I was not aware of this.
Hello.
Because Joe knows this, but maybe listeners that are newer to the show might not have heard this come up. But when we first decided to do this, it was because I would wander around the house and Jen would have Real Housewives of whatever city playing in the living room. And I walk into the kitchen and out of the kitchen, and I'm trying to understand what's so interesting about it. And all of the all of the women on TV are just demanding and extending apologies to each other with various degrees of acceptance or rejection. And that's when I realized that apologies are a human experience that everybody has. But that's the trick with a show. It's like, let's find a subject that's relatable. Like the Doughboys do restaurants, and how many times can you go to In-N-Out before it's not the same show anymore, right? So that's not like, that premise doesn't have legs, but apologies, that has legs. What was your experience, Jen, with the Housewives? Like, why did you think this would be good to cover this week?
Well, I think it's the fact that there are so many different franchises of the Real Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in all different cities, and they all follow similar tropes. So whether it's these differing degrees of wealth, from C-list celebrities to women who are married to a man who perhaps makes a lot of money, to women who are divorced and used to have a lot of money or are trying to social climb their way up.
That's an interesting aspect that I hadn't considered, the pecking order of the wealth. Who would you say is the broke ass bottom of the ladder city in the series?
I would say probably OC, Orange County. They have one woman who was married and had a decent amount of money, got divorced and had to move into a little casita outside the back of someone's house and is slowly trying to claw her way back up. And another woman.
Oh, that's just the poorest person that you can think of in these. Not the poorest. Orange County isn't the poorest.
No.
Region. I was going to say Jersey.
Oh, region-wise, no. People-wise, they've got her and
Andy,
another
maybe
one.
clarify your question. Are you just talking about the brokest loser in the whole universe, or the trashiest region? I thought
both, I guess.
Well, people-wise, I would say Orange County. Region-wise, I would say probably Potomac, which isn't even a real place. It's outside
Washington,
of
D.C.
Yeah.
They're the most corrupt. Is that cast?
I'm waiting for the Real Housewives of Narnia. That's when I'll start watching it. Fake place.
Now, maybe this is my only frame of reference, really. Now, I mean, I know a little, but what's the meme of the girl screaming at the cat sitting at the head of the table? What show is that?
That's Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay.
From
actually a cat there, Joe.
12 years ago.
No, but the meme is the cat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have that clip. Sorry, Joe. You're going to be disappointed.
Oh, that cat's not part of it?
No.
Not part of the show today.
So Jen was nice enough to do a lot of the heavy lifting with the homework and the research of the topics that we're going to be covering. I produced it and put it together, so I sort of have an idea of where we're going to go. And we're going to start with...
I'm still on vacation.
Yeah, Joe has no idea what's happening, so... I told him to hit a lot of drops to make up for it. And he's like, oh, my drop board's dead. So
I'm already fucking that up.
I tried to get him to leave, but he won't leave. So he's just going to react to these clips.
This is my show, and Jenny's not replacing me.
All right. So
what I would also, hang on, before we get into it, my other perception of the Real Housewives franchise in general is that, well, Real Housewives, I don't think... Like if you're talking Vanderpump Rules, usually somebody slept with somebody else, the whole Scandival thing. Andy broke down at one point. So they're cheating on each other. But my perception of the Real Housewives is just like when I just sat down and watched like the finale of New Jersey, right? Or is that mostly what we're talking about today? Or
well, we're talking about all of them.
All over. Okay. But I was just like, what is this bullshit where it's just a casual dinner or brunch or lunch with friends, but everybody gets their own fucking bouquet and gift bag. And like all the slights are just like, you sat me next to a loser and never bothered to get up out of your seat and say hi to me when I got here. And I'm the most important person here. And I wasn't treated that way. That seems to be the drama of all these shows. Am I far off?
What's interesting is it's really evolved because it started as just following wealthy women around a gated community in Orange County and seeing what their lives were like. And over time, as they were on television and social media evolved, it became more where they had products to sell and they had social media presences and they were making appearances places and they were on Watch What Happens Live. And there was a lot happening off screen where they were making extra money.
And their marriages fall apart. Right.
But it turned into, well, you took that deal away from me and you did this back on, off camera and you talked to these bloggers and gave them this story that we weren't going to share, or you told my secret on camera when we agreed we weren't going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is year after year, these same people are on and they build up all of these resentments towards each other. And it just has turned into girl on girl drama at this point.
And hey, I'm Andy Cohen and I'm a little shit stirrer and I'm going to pit these women against each other and fabricate and it'll be like
no.
What?
I'm sorry.
No. What do you mean?
You don't sully the good name of Andy Cohen.
Shut the fuck up. He sucks.
I put Andy Cohen next to Wendy Williams in my pantheon of people who speak truth to power. Andy,
what a talent! Asking somebody how their failed marriage is going.
I love it. Well, I mean, how else are we gonna we need somebody to stir the pot.
Without Andy Cohen, this universe wouldn't exist.
Isn't he like really executive producer on a lot of the stuff?
He is. Yeah. He started as just a producer and he worked his way up and now he is like
host.
He's like Daddy Andy and he's the king of the Real Housewives universe.
Yeah. He's to blame. He's to blame for all.
He's just dipping. It's like getting a producer and writing credit on the music that you're playing. Like you're getting paid here, you're getting paid there, he's getting paid every step along the way and financially invested in making sure that it's interesting. So I have a lot of, whatever. Yeah, I see what Andy's saying, but I also have a lot of respect.
I love him. Yeah. He's the center of my TV watching world.
I don't follow him closely.
He's her favorite Andy is what I know.
Well,
before we move too far away from the point that what the drama centers around, you mentioned like these brand deals or something like that. And I don't know. I think this is not necessarily part of the world, but I think most of these people converge on the show Summer House, right? Like that cast kind of comes from multiple places, probably not Real Housewives or whatever.
Not Real Housewives.
But one of the jokes that I always say to my wife whenever I'm subjected to that show is I'm like, Loverboy is not a real product. Like they drink it on that show. It's like a fake product that it only exists on that show. And Bean's like, no, it's in Wegmans. I'm like, I've never seen it. I've never seen it anywhere. It's not even real.
It's like Puppers on Letterkenny. It's not real.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a real beverage. I don't know.
It's real, and it's going to be the center of some of Summer House's drama this year.
Good. I'm like, let me taste this shit. It's all they drink. I've never I don't drink.
Well, they were brilliant. They got a lot of free promotion, and from what I hear, it's all over the Hamptons.
Of course, that's the only place it is.
Probably.
All right. Well, let's start
drinking it right now.
What would you say is maybe the flagship show? Is Beverly Hills the flagship show?
The original was Orange County.
Right.
One of my favorites though is Beverly Hills.
Okay.
It's got the most wealth, the most celebrity.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe when the show hit its stride because this is a little more glamorous and
the most celebrity, the little girl from Halloween.
Spoiler alert, Joe. Yeah, I don't know. I think most
Denise Richards has been on it. There's been soap opera stars on it. Lisa Rinna, both of the little girls from Escape from Witch Mountain and Sharknado.
Sharknado. And Tara Reid was on it.
Ooh, I'm swooning.
Jamie Lee Curtis has made appearances. They've had the most celebrity for sure.
Tara Reid's botched boob job was on one season.
Wait, was Jamie Lee Curtis for the remake of Halloween?
Yeah, pretty much.
They were Kyle, whatever her name is on that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just just good crossover shit.
I would watch that. All right. Well, let's check out this. We'll just watch one clip, and then Jen, you can give us some context about why they're so pissed off at each other in clip 1, Ed.
I want to first apologize to you.
Should we do this in front of everyone?
I apologize for pushing your arm down, but I do think you should know better than to come between two sisters like that when you don't know any history about us.
Anytime that anyone says, I'm sorry, but run for cover or get your boxing gloves on. I know a lot of history about you,
No, you
and
don't,
I accept your
No, you
apology, but I do.
No, you don't.
Is that Bethany Frankel? Is that, or no?
That's Kyle Richards.
Oh, the blonde.
Brandy Glanville.
Randy Glanville.
Hey, Randy.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So Kyle thinks that Brandy's inserting herself into family drama. Is that what happened?
Well, she did. And Beverly Hills began with family drama between the two sisters, Kim and Kyle, where basically at the end of the first season, Kyle screams in a limo while everybody's drunk that her sister is an alcoholic.
She's red, bro.
And that sort of tore everything apart. And this is one of the very early apologies where we first got to hear one of the tropes, which is, I'm sorry, but it's actually all your fault. So I'm not actually sorry.
Yeah. None of these apologies are ever actually sincere. So in clip 2, this just kind of goes more and round about people not owning up to their, the bullshit that they're apologizing for.
You've been friends for 6 months.
Okay.
And you cannot know the history between us. And you should know better than that. You shouldn't come between two sisters like that.
Kyle, it was not my intention. I accept your apology. You should never touch anyone. And yes, that's 100%
Well,
correct.
I did push your arm down, but you also were very aggressive with me. So don't even,
Well, once you touch me, then I pop up and when it
yeah,
if somebody touches me,
I wasn't being aggressive. I was pushing your arm down to get to my sister. You were aggressive. Lisa.
Everybody would see what an axe wound she really is.
All the biddies start pulling out their bags of popcorn. Check it out. They're about to throw down.
So this really actually brings in 2 tropes because there's the I'm sorry, but it's actually all your fault. Yeah. And it's also alluding to I'm sorry, where's my apology? I'm expecting an apology back. And when Brandy's not giving it back, well, she's getting pissed that aren't you going to say you're sorry to me? You're the one that came between us.
Don't you have something you'd like to say to me now?
Yeah. Well, we started, that was one of our, I think we kind of stopped saying it, but I think early on, Andy and I would start the show by saying, Andy, do you have something you'd like to say to me?
Yeah. Demanding an apology from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And this last one is going to wrap it up where basically Kyle goes for, I always laugh at a woman named Kyle. It's like a boy named Sue. Kyle is not a girl's name, but she just instantly wants to take her apology back that she extended.
Yeah.
So I apologize for my
situation.
There was nothing to diffuse. I want to talk to my sister. You're not my family.
No, I'm not.
What gives Brandy the right to get in the middle of my family's business? Who does she think she is? You don't know her history.
I know enough of it to know that lately, yes.
No,
lately
you don't.
when I've called and I've talked to Kim and I've called you late at night, you're like, that's what Kim does. And you're out.
You know what I'm saying, Kim? If Kim did reach out to Brandy late at night like that as a friend, why does Brandy have to announce it to everyone? You don't do that as a friend. You keep that to yourself in private.
I agree with that, but I just do have to bring up the fact that Carl called me and told me he shit his pants the other night.
What are they talking about? What's the problem here?
Jen, explain to Joe.
The sisters are feuding. Brandy
about what?
Was an enemy of both of them. She became friends with Kim, and she was butting into one of their fights, and Kyle wanted her to stay out of it.
Mm. But it's just general nonsense, nothing.
It's always a stupid sister fight. Had nothing to do with anything.
Joe, these apologies range from I didn't like what you served on your hors d'oeuvre platter to you fucked my boyfriend kind of stuff. Oh, hello.
Well, fuck you, Andy, because you drank my Miller Lite.
Yeah.
No apologetic.
That's probably the best version of Brandy Glanville, though, right? She's pretty kept it together there. Doesn't she have a tendency to fly off the handle?
Yeah, that was probably the best you've seen. You would see of her.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's move on. This is just a quick one-off. Jen, this one's called Dumb vs. Stupid. What is this one from?
This is, I actually don't remember which franchise this is from, but this is one of my absolute favorite. This is from Potomac, and it is a short and sweet one of my favorites.
I'm sorry if I said that you were dumb. Maybe I meant you're stupid. I don't know.
Joe.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Joe.
You're not funny, Piggy.
I am funny.
With your horrible toupee on your head, you're not funny right
It's
now.
not a horrible toupee.
It's a horrible toupee. Horrible.
Fine.
You capping, bro.
Is that actually a toupee? Is it a wig?
I'm sure it is.
Oh, okay.
Let's not discuss a black woman's hair, okay? You know, that's a touchy subject.
I know Don Imus already had to apologize
Don't
for
touch it. Don't touch it. Don't comment on it.
But what I liked about this is not only is it just an amazing non-apology, but it starts with one of the other tropes I love, which is if I said it. I'm sorry if I said it.
Yeah.
Well,
Or, I'm sorry
You said it or you
if
didn't
I
say it.
offended you.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize you were upset. And that's your problem, not mine. So if you have a problem, I'm sorry.
See, this is very interesting, kind of, or at least a different facet of our show, because we're generally dealing with mostly sincere apologies. 90% of the time.
People that have a real
whether it's good or bad, it's at least sincere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I have a sincere apology in the bunch.
Oh, that's why this one is so funny.
Yeah.
This whole show is, well, see, maybe we need to go back to our roots like that, because we're just covering all these people getting caught saying the N-word and people
it's all sexual assault or racism.
Yeah. So we need to,
this petty shit is more fun.
Yeah, we need way more petty shit.
Well, and the idea with the show is now that it's based on conflict and not just following their lives around, this has been a big issue lately with shows not continuing because they reach such a high degree of conflict that they can't find resolution. And the whole thing they've been saying is you have to have resolution or we can't continue with this cast. So you need these fake apologies to pretend there was resolution, but then the mountain still grows, or the molehill still grows into a mountain over time.
You know what never really comes out? Let's just leave Andy Cohen out of this for a minute. Is like how much of this is like fabricated by production, right? Like a narrative that's been created and manipulated in a way like that. And I'm sure this is a question that can't really be answered of like, well, the production staff never even notified me that this event was happening until 5 minutes before I was supposed to be there. And then I come strolling in and everybody hates me or something, you know?
There has been a lot of speculation that when someone shows up late, well, that's the call time they received. And everybody's really pissed that they came 30 minutes late. But, and production will definitely like say, well, you know, they said this about you. Don't you want to go say something? You probably should go say something.
Yeah. I mean, anybody, go ahead, Ant.
We always try and spot that on other reality shows too. Oh, you really found that hidden immunity idol on Survivor for the third time. The same person finds a third one. Okay, sure.
That sounded obvious to me on Survivor. It was like that cowboy dude who was like a vet and like he was like halfway out the door and they're like, oh, and he just happened to find an immunity idol to stay in the game. Nobody could vote for him today. I was like, oh, that's what happened?
It definitely gets massaged by production. That's why you can't count on that. But we're speaking of Beverly Hills.
Just one extra little note there. It's also heavily produced because these little apologies would never be enough to make a woman sit down at a table with someone and pretend they're still friends and talk it out. Like these kinds of things. If some woman called me, one of my friends told one of my other friends I was an ugly bitch or said that my husband was cheating with another whatever person, I'm probably not.
I said that about you.
I'm probably not going to sit down and have brunch with her, but that's what has to happen on the show so that we get resolution. And that just leads to the false feeling of these.
Well, and that's a good point. And that's why the Vanderpump is blowing up, because they're forcing Ariana to live with Sandoval, who cheated on her, and it's inhuman. I think that nobody would ever do that unless you were being paid and under contract. So,
well, and she basically refused to film with him in order to get the apology that she didn't want to hear, and now the show is on a hiatus and unclear if it's coming back or not because there was no resolution.
Right. And there's definitely Tana Mojo. There's a lot more with Tana Mojo and Brooke Schofield. We're gonna have to do Brooke Schofield really soon.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on with her right now.
Yeah, there was definitely like I know we're talking like Real Housewives or whatever, but I do watch Below Deck with my wife and Kate Chastain. She's one of the chief stewardesses, or that's probably not the P. Just they say chief stew. But she was great, and classically, like I even like marked the time code of when she says it. She's just like, I just want an apology. I'm just going to demand and force an apology out of these like underlings or like these people. I was just like, she's just like, it's the goal, you know, of like essentially manipulating you into an apology, basically, that she doesn't even give a shit about really, other than making you say it. You know, so
is that the fascinating unlikable woman on Traitors, Ted?
I don't think she's unlikable, but yeah,
she's been on Traitors twice. Yes,
they brought her in the second half of the second season or whatever. She's a sharp lady.
She's a severe woman. Speaking of severe women, let's move into clip 5. This is back to Beverly Hills. We're gonna see some familiar faces.
Also one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is classic.
Would you like to say what I did?
Just say it. I don't even know how to explain it.
Just do it.
I was so
Just do it.
Yo.
Okay.
And you were a bitch to me.
Okay.
And you know it.
I do? Okay.
Just like own it.
Own what?
That.
I am so confused and high.
She got a tiger blood.
Who is that? What is that woman wearing at the end, Jen?
A latex bodysuit.
What the fuck? It's two-tone. It's
I'm by winning.
It's got a tie. Yeah. She gives the looks.
Somebody who is it that sends Lucy all the shit? Bad at Karate? Did Bad at Karate send Lucy that bodysuit?
Yes, this is the latex Barbie costume from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So
and that was Denise Richards, right?
Yeah, looking like a lizard person that's drunk out of her mind.
She looks like Charlie Sheen was like the an energy. He's an energy vampire from what's his name from
What We Do in the
Shadows.
Colin
Robinson.
Yeah, Colin Robinson. Like Charlie Sheen's like Colin Robinson and drained all of her energy.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not the end of it. This is where Denise accepts her apology, that she's apologizing for no reason. She's just trying to get this drunk lunatic out of her face, basically. So she's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry for whatever you're mad about. You don't even fucking know."
Yeah.
We're having a good time, and you're ruining my high. I have no idea what you're talking about, and neither do you. Okay, Denise, I apologize to you.
Thank you.
You know,
You're welcome.
Dude, Denise Richards is dog.
The waiter is just like, yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. She pretty much admitted afterwards that she had been sick and she took a lot of cold medicine, and then she drank on top of it. and it was a weed infused dinner, which she was not partaking in the weed, but she really didn't need to because she had a lot of other things already
She
in her
was
system.
robo tripping.
Doing cocaine. Was she on stage in Beaver Creek, Colorado?
Yeah.
Forgetting her set.
She was sitting sideways, sipping on lean. You mentioned Brooke Schofield, or I don't know if I heard somebody pronouncing it another way, so I don't know if I'm getting it right, and I don't give a shit. But what seems to be happening is that she's like, oh, the 5th apology didn't work. Maybe the 6th one will. Can't you see that your apologies are not working? That nobody gives a shit about the apologies? Just stop apologizing. One is enough.
Well,
one to the correct person is enough.
The other thing with this is that Erica Jane, the girl in the pink latex bodysuit,
the Pink Ranger from
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
she had. This all goes back to her being at a party at Denise's house and talking about threesomes in the vicinity of Denise's daughters, and Denise wasn't happy about it, even though Denise was also talking about sex at the same time. And Erica did apologize. So this also follows the, I apologize, I accept your apology. Wait, two years later, I don't accept your apology. I want to hear it again.
That's ridiculous, because Denise Richards' daughters have definitely met Brie Olson.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, one of them is on OnlyFans, so and that was brought up.
Denise Richards
became a problem. Yeah, and Eric, what you don't see in the clip is Erica asking her, "Who makes more money on OnlyFans, you or your daughter?" There was another argument about this later because this isn't the end. There's more. It continues. She keeps demanding the apology.
Sex work is work.
I like the version of Denise Richards where she's a drunk guy trying to fight her reflection at the bar. That's the best. That's some of the best work she's ever done.
Mm.
All right. Now we're going to go across the world to Melbourne. Good day, Joe. We're in Melbourne.
Crikey.
This is the class. This is another trope that you wanted to bring up, Jen. What?
Yes.
Do you remember this clip?
This is an apology. That isn't an apology. It never was an apology. It will never be an apology.
Somebody just...
It's a non-apology.
Yeah. It's telling you what you want to hear.
I mean, not even.
Clip 7 here.
And you know what? Let me apologize now. Okay?
Oh, okay, beautiful.
Oh, Jenna, please,
No, I agree.
Finish. I'm feeling pressured to apologize. Do all these girls just want to hear the word? I'm happy to tell you the word. Does it have any meaning behind it? Nope.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I just like how that one woman can't wait to hear her apology. She's just like, you just shut the fuck up and let me say it before you start doing a victory lap. And let's see, I think there's another part 2 to this.
This is your future, sitting and apologizing.
Yeah. Let's just make sure that you know that it's completely insincere.
If I've said something, I've probably said it because I'm really upset. And, you know, we do say some silly things when we're upset. I think we all have. But, you know, I actually think I'm an okay person.
You just started apologizing. You don't apologize with a but. That's not a genuine apology. It's like it's a bullshit apology.
I will apologize when I feel I have to.
It was no apology. She just started talking about how she thinks she's a great person.
Yeah. I'll apologize when when I regret what I said. Do you remember what this was about? Like why?
I have no idea.
No. It's just a perfect example of a non-apology.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get into maybe like the Babe Ruth of insincere apologies on Real Housewives. This is one that Jen insisted on including. Oh, maybe not this one, but this woman.
This woman
is in the Hall of Fame.
Jen said, "I'm not doing this fucking show unless we cover it."
Well, Joe, you're gonna get rope-a-doped here. It's gonna start out like the best apology of the package, and not to spoil it, but then it deteriorates into a bunch of horse shit.
And let me just maybe preface it by saying this is Real Housewives of New York. This is an original, which is Ramona Singer, and she is known worldwide for her insincere apologies. She will constantly do the same bad behavior, get called out for it, give a badly dramatized apology, act very sweet until she does the exact same thing again. And it slowly drives her castmates crazy. And they will refer to it over time as being on the Ramona coaster, because that is just what she does until she literally broke up the band and they had to reboot the entire show.
For 7 seasons, right?
Oh, like I think 12 or something like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hi, Kristen. Thanks for meeting me. I'm here. I don't even know what to say. I really feel terrible about what happened. It was the wrong thing to do. It was an impulsive reaction, and that's still no excuse. I'm totally embarrassed about what I did. I'm just so thankful that it wasn't like more serious. I mean, it was a fluke thing, but it doesn't matter. Seriously, I am really sorry. I am really sorry. I don't know what came over me, and it was inexcusable. Just because someone does something to you doesn't mean you should do something back. And I hope you can forgive me, and I hope you're healing. And I'm really sorry. I really am. I'm sincerely sorry.
Will you go to prom with me?
So that was apology number 2 for an incident.
And the incident was?
The girl splashed a little water at her while they were in the pool, and so she threw her wine glass at the girl's head.
Is that the insufferable woman from Below Deck with the yacht?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that was seemingly a sincere apology, wasn't it, Joe? Were you fooled by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would think that things were going great, but
I thought what she was going to do was take the bouquet of flowers and bash her in the face with them.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been better.
That's what was going to happen.
Well, this is another trope of this show, though, where somebody does kind of maybe extend an olive branch, do something they don't want to do, eat shit, and then the person that they're extending the apology to just turns on them and just be like, well, what the fuck? You're still a fucking piece. It's just like, well, why would I continue to apologize if you're just going to throw it back in my face? You know, this wasn't easy for me. And now you're going to continue to like, let's go back through the incident and highlight all your shortcomings until you regret apologizing to me. And that, maybe not necessarily this incident, but that happens a lot on this show. So let's just see how this maybe best apology of the whole episode that we're going to do, how this works out for Ramona.
I was freaked out all weekend about it. I'm like in total shock. No, I'm serious. I am so sorry. I mean, you have no idea. I mean, all weekend I was shaking. I couldn't believe I reacted that way.
I was waiting for her to throw them at me, but when she didn't, it made me feel a little bit better about the situation. I mean, how do you think I feel? This is the second time you've thrown something at my face. I am 36 years old. I've been through a lot of different situations, met a lot of people. I've not ever one time had anyone throw something at me, never mind my face, 2 times in a few weeks.
You're
I
right.
mean,
You're
and
right.
you just lied. Ramona, I bled.
I'm laughing because you're laughing or crying. I don't want to cry.
Ramona's laughing? Does she think that this is funny? There's something going on there. It's not okay.
I mean, maybe it's time to stab her with a fork. It's fork stabbing time.
Let me just, I don't know if this is like I don't want to categorize myself as a man, the male perspective here.
Nobody else would either. So.
That's what I mean. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try and wear that hat right now. But I cannot stand when you apologize to somebody and they just act like it never even happened and just bring the fucking incident back up.
Yeah.
Again, it's just like she clearly tried to make an effort in like drastically moving past this and like sincerely apologizing, and this other scumbag woman just dives right back into the fucking controversy of it. Instead of just graciously saying, wow, that was really big of you, she just dives immediately back into the shit. And I wouldn't even, like, that doesn't even sound produced to me. That like people do that all the time. Oh, here he comes. Here comes a real man. What, Ed?
Again, no one would say that either. What I would say to this is the second time. Like it'd be one thing if it was like first apology. Okay, yeah, you know, you made a mistake, cool. But now it is expected behavior from this twat waffle that she's going to throw wine glasses at people.
Yeah, Ramona.
So that's why. Who's the other girl? The 36-year-old woman. What's her name?
She's a nobody.
Badass. she wants
Kristen.
to like fisticuff this bitch.
It's like way past her
And
prime,
I would totally
36.
back her on this. I agree.
Yeah.
She's
She's also a model.
She's 36 for the
Got her
fifth
face
time.
cut.
She's disgusting. She said she's 36. I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
That's how I know.
Okay, Leo.
I know I'm getting old because I'm watching these clips and I'm going, Kyle looks pretty good. Bethany's looking pretty good, or Brandy Glanville's looking all right. Usually I turn it on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, with the plastic surgery, you guys all look like horror
Aliens.
shows. Yeah, alien horror shows.
Got New Jersey. That's the freaking the Muppet Show.
But
And
to your point, Joe, Ed's right. This isn't her first apology for this, even this action. It's her second apology for this action. The first apology was even more horrific.
It is, like you said, the Ramona coaster. Like Ed said, this other Kristen woman knows that this isn't the first, last, or 100th apology that she's probably going to be extending to somebody. And in the next clip, this is Ramona practice, Jen. Do you remember what she did was this Dorinda to have to do this?
Yeah, basically Ramona shit all over Dorinda's boyfriend publicly.
Literally or
verbally?
She got porn bombed. I really do need to have those things spelled out. You never know. But yeah, this is pretty comical, Joe, and this is why nobody takes anything Ramona says seriously.
So I can't say I'm sorry. I should never
Just
go
say
in
I'm
public.
sorry for the way that I handled the situation. Don't say I adore you. Don't say, just say I
I'm not
love
saying-
you and I'm sorry for the way that I handled the situation.
I'm nervous if I go apologize to her. I'll do it the wrong way and she'll bite my head off again. But then I'm afraid if I don't say anything, then I'm a bad friend because I'm not recognizing that I upset her. So I don't know what to do. I'm freaked out. Dorinda, I don't need to sit down. Okay, I have to practice what I'm saying to her.
No,
Okay,
because that's the truth. You're not apologizing. You're just apologizing for the way that you handled it.
no.
Because you would say it's
Dorinda,
wrong.
I should have never said what I said in front
In
of
this
everyone.
setting.
In this setting. I never should have said what I said in this setting, and it was so wrong of me.
Okay, if that's what you feel, go do it.
Are you a psychiatrist?
I never should have said what I said. You don't have to say anything. I'm sorry. I never should repeat what I heard. It was totally wrong. Totally wrong of me and inappropriate.
Nailed it.
And then she walks away before Dorinda gets to have her moment of all the things you did that hurt me again.
She didn't even care if she accepted or rejected it. She's like, this is what you're getting. Actually, there was an outtake where she was rehearsing a different apology.
I'm just sorry for being a freaking idiot.
So that's Ramona, maybe the worst apologist on the show. Now we're going to go to the other side of the country. Oh no, that was New York, right?
Do we want to talk? That was her talking about Bethany Frankel. Do we want to?
Oh, this is a good time to, yes, because the most recent apology out of the Real Housewives verse comes from Bethany Frankel. And the context of this is that her people called John Mulaney's people and insisted that Bethany Frankel be afforded front row seats to John Mulaney's show. So he takes to the stage and looks down at the audience, and there's 2 seats in the front with white pieces of paper saving the seats for Bethany Frankel. And he's just like, oh, nice of Bethany Frankel to show up. Let's get some people that actually came to come down and sit in the front. Was
he like actually upset, or like, I mean, her name's just on the chairs, so he's just like referencing
He started
it?
the show by saying, "Thank you to everybody who came to the show except Bethany Frankel." So it obviously it caught his attention and annoyed him that there were 2 open seats.
Yeah, but he wasn't like upset, pissed off. He was just calling it out.
Well, that's why you never know what happened behind the scenes. That's why I think it's Bethany's personal assistant probably went out of their way to make somebody's job more difficult to secure these tickets for her. And then she doesn't even have the common courtesy to show up for the show. Even, she
was just contributing to a charity and that she wasn't going to be name checked.
Hannah Berner was sitting next to those seats and he requested that she rip the name tags off and then had 2 people come and sit down in those seats. So he seemed annoyed.
Did John Mulaney tell Hannah Berner that she sucks at comedy?
I'm pretty sure he didn't know who she was.
Maybe if she did,
and I love Hannah Berner. I love Hannah Berner.
Maybe if she did the worm, he would have
like her
special joke.
What's the opposite of a special? Because that's what that was.
I love Hannah.
Well, I mean, the Joe Rogan's new special is the boys' version of the Hannah Berner special. It's as funny, but just for guys. It's like, who the fuck cares about this?
That's apt.
Okay, well, now we're going to go over to Potomac. And this
did you want to play the actual?
Oh, right. We set up the thing, and then I fucking I'm going to cut all this out in post, or not. Ed, let's have a look at Bethany's Frankel's TikTok apology.
This is an apology to John Mulaney, the talented comedian. This past weekend, you had a show in Montauk. I was invited. I was grateful to be invited. And I was going to bring my friend. And I know it was a large audience. And because of something that had happened the day before, I was having social anxiety. And my team reached out to yours to say that I wouldn't attend. But I guess that message never got to the people doing the seating or to you. And you were performing and there were 2 empty seats in the front row with my name on them. And that's probably very distracting, especially doing stand-up. And I'm sorry. And I think you're so talented and I love stand-up comedy. And I'm grateful to be invited and for the seats. And I hope I get to make it next time. But I'm embarrassed.
I'm going to stick you in the back next time.
I'm going to need her to apologize for that giant hat.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare. I'll like. What?
Thank you so much, Jen. Nothing annoys me more than a woman in a big hat like that, like that type of thing, or in the airport. I just want to remove their hats. I just want to walk up to them and be so thank you, Jen.
I'll only defend her slightly, or at least just recognize like how kind of mortifying that seems to be, as far as like I mean, that's only if you believe what she's saying, that she didn't attend due to social anxiety, and now you're thrust into this insanely embarrassing position where you have to publicly apologize to somebody.
Yeah, no. Like, what makes you more socially anxious? Sitting through a comedy show or having to go on an apology tour across the whole internet?
Yeah, I have to go sit in front of my my manufactured apology wall because I have social anxiety, but at least I'm in my own space, a safe space while I do it.
She's also really well known on TikTok at this point for running around stores and restaurants with her camera out, trying to film people at these stores that don't want to be on her TikTok. So maybe she did have social anxiety, but every other day of the week, she's running around Montauk with her camera out talking to people. So
okay, so I take back everything I said. Like this was all predicated. I started by saying, if you believe what she said, because the other side is I have social anxiety is like the most bullshit of all bullshit excuses to not do anything. Like there's not a single person alive. I love that somebody came up with this meme or whatever of just like, I signed up to do this 5 months ago and now it's the day of the thing and I don't want to do it. You know, that's everyone. Like, it's just like, it's not social anxiety. It's just fucking laziness.
I didn't want to do this today.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot I said I'd do that. Yeah, Jen's favorite thing is when people break plans with her.
my first Instagram video will be me apologizing to Jen for making her do that. I'll put on a big hat.
Yeah, put on a sombrero and go to the movies and film yourself apologizing to Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Off to Potomac. This is actually a reunion where all of the plastic surgery botched victims put on evening gowns and demand apologies from Andy Cohen and each other live and in person. And this one is vicious. This woman is really angry. Jen, do you want to set up what?
Yeah, so this is basically two women who have been fighting for a season because at the previous reunion the year before, Giselle said that Candace's husband basically came into a dressing room alone with her to talk to her about a different conflict, and he made her feel uncomfortable. And she has outwardly said he did absolutely nothing inappropriate, but the fact that she said he made her feel uncomfortable turned into a huge feud.
And I think they begin. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but the beginning of the clip kind of establishes it. This woman is asserting that this woman's husband was feeling her out to like have an affair with him or something like that. And it's just kind of like all alleged. So the woman whose husband it was is furious, and you're going to be able to tell, Joe.
Many a married men have tried me, and I felt like it was a situation in which he was trying to see if I was with it. And I apologize for that.
To whom did you apologize?
I apologize to you, and I apologize to him for saying that.
You did or you will?
I'm apologizing to you.
When?
Right now. And I will apologize to him for that term.
Okay.
Because I didn't need to say that.
She puts a little sauce on things sometimes. You put a little sauce on
not
it.
needed.
This
is
did.
the most incredible gaslighting.
Feel
because
like
this was rooted in disingenuous behavior.
This is something I've learned about people saying what gaslighting really is. Disagreeing with somebody, like if I disagree with what you're saying, that's not gaslighting.
Yeah.
That, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean that you don't think what you think. It's just a disagreement.
Yeah, people have lost the
you don't think
meaning.
my apology is sincere isn't gaslighting.
People have lost the meaning of what gaslighting is. I have a real problem with any person who is using very grand hand gestures while apologizing. It's just like, how many times do I have to tell you that I've apologized? This clapping thing is like the most enraging thing that you can do when talking to a person. This is Potomac, you said?
Yes.
So all these women are like related to Marion Barry or something?
That woman has a Marion. That woman has a Marion Barry on her face. You see that thing on her nose? But she's just like, oh, I'm just so fuckable that all these guys just are always coming on to me, and I have to wear a shirt that has gloves attached to it because they're just throwing their cum at me all the time, and I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, and she's beautiful, but as someone who has watched the show since the beginning, there's no way that he was coming on to her. She just believes any man that's talking to her is coming on to her.
Yeah, the woman who is upset about what she's saying about her husband is way more attractive than old hot pants there. But let's hear.
I think they're both beautiful, but
let's watch this apology get rejected.
All bodies are beautiful, Andy.
So the issue is
that she waited until it was appropriate for her to earn her check. And now, because the question has been posed to the table, you all of a sudden want to slide in an apology?
No, I'm not sliding
Please
it in.
take the apology and shove it up your ass.
Fuck all that.
I like that response. That's a good response.
Yeah. And to your point before the clip, I like that comedian or trope or viral video of a guy interviewing women on the street saying, is Lizzo beautiful? And everybody's like, oh, she's so great. I love her. She's beautiful. And he's like, oh, great. You look just like Lizzo.
Yeah.
And now this is where we're getting into back to the Hall of Fame. This is New Jersey. This is Teresa. This is what's happening now. I mean, this apology isn't what's happening now, but Teresa's show just fell apart because she's impossible to deal with, right? She's
Teresa's known for putting her show on the map by flipping a table the first season when she was screaming that someone was a prostitution whore, and she literally flipped a table over. So that's Teresa. She's not the brightest bulb, and she usually can't see anything but her own side.
She was too stupid to not let her husband take out a bunch of stuff on credit and send her to jail, right? Then she
went to jail for
fraud because her husband is a tax cheat or something.
Yeah, her husband committed fraud and used her signature, and she went to jail for a year.
Smart. Okay, this is okay. I do need to know some context for this because this was called I Was Provoked, and she is going to issue a blanket apology to everybody when she really seems to owe a specific apology to one person, right, Jen? Do you remember this incident? Why she's apologizing in this clip?
There's been so many times that she needed to apologize to people. I think this was the same. She was supposed to be apologizing to the woman who she called a prostitution whore, who came back years later.
Do you want to watch the clip first? And maybe
yeah.
Spark a memory.
Yeah.
You can just say whore.
I would like to say something. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to apologize to the group about my, actions yesterday. That's normally not how I act, but I love Louis very much. He's the love of my life, and when someone hurts him, they're hurting me. So that's why I acted the way I did yesterday. But I was provoked. Wow. And I just wanted to say, sorry about what I did last night.
That was very nice.
That was great, Tree. That's great.
Okay, so that blonde woman that they kept cutting to.
Yeah.
Basically, Teresa's new husband, Louis, when they were engaged.
The one that's not in jail.
Right. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
He's a piece of shit.
Give it time.
It is Jersey after all.
He had a bunch of exes coming out into the press with damning information about him. And that blonde woman, Margaret, had brought up on camera to Teresa, hey, you should address these. And she took that as an affront because she brought it up on camera and now she had to address it on camera. And Margaret was trying to say, I was trying to help you get ahead of it because it was all over the press.
And then she did.
Look at you now.
So what did she do that?
I screamed and yelled at her.
Oh, okay.
It's the same fucking thing. She does the same goddamn thing every time.
Yeah.
That one
She's
is
the Ramona of New Jersey.
Yeah, she screams and she just starts to scream louder than anyone else who is arguing with her.
But you can't even understand her, Joe, because you kind of stepped on this part. I grabbed a drop of the way she pronounced apology when she was starting that statement. Let's hear. This is just a little. Let's revisit that with the clip 15, Ed.
I just wanted to apologize to the group.
Please play it one more time, please.
I just wanted to apologize to the group.
I forgot that Tiki Barber was fucking subjected to this.
Oh, I thought he looked familiar. Yeah. How does he know them? I don't know. They all have celebrity friends in a roundabout way, right?
Kids and needs the money.
His wife was a housewife for like half a season.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. That's true. Like, I don't know about that number, but he's got like a lot of mouths to feed. He's taking every check he can find.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear how that Teresa's blanket apology went over with the table, where they actively seat these people several seats apart from each other because the producers even know that they all fucking hate each other.
They throw a lot of things.
Was that an apology? She said I provoked it.
An apology full of excuses.
You know an apology? I'm sorry for my behavior. That's an apology.
It's a start.
No, it's not. Not at all. Nothing? Melissa? She gave excuses.
It's not the best apology.
If you guys even know what an apology is, there's no saying someone provoked you. You own your own behavior.
But at the end of the day, this is probably the best she's going to get.
Aren't the husbands like 90% of the time like shit hammered drunk? Like it's always like they've sent the guys out on some, they all went and played paintball, and every time you get shot, you'd take a shot of Everclear or something. And I'm like just watching them, like all the women are all like decked out in jewels and stuff, and freaking the guy next to her like is dropped a little sauce on the beater, and he's just like falling into his dinner.
Especially on New Jersey, they're always red and sweaty, the guys.
Yeah, you'd have to be drunk to sit through that dinner.
There's also a lot of cowboy hat action going on.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of
New Jersey.
fedoras.
I'm pretty sure they were down the shore, so I don't know why they were all wearing hats.
They always have these ill-conceived theme trips and theme parties, and it's so ham-handed and inauthentic. And I mean, that's 80% of the experience with that show is just like, what the fuck? Who would ever do this?
But there's nothing better than watching two women scream at each other in flapper dresses, or you know, some kind of crazy 60s costume, or like a big wig or something.
Yeah, Pebbles and Bam Bam at age 60 are like screaming in each other's faces. So we did see Teresa's husband or new boyfriend not in jail, Louis there. And Jen, do you know why he ended up going to jail?
Well, Louis didn't go to jail.
Oh, he's not in jail.
We just suspect he will eventually be in jail.
Okay, probably because of these next clips, because this guy had to go to an anger management retreat, Joe.
Well, he chose to.
If you can conjure up in your head what that might entail, you'd probably be spot on.
Anger management retreat?
Yeah.
It was like it was an angry Christian men's retreat.
I'm guessing there's a lot of primal screaming out in the woods or something.
You're right on track. And there's probably like, nobody's going to read this. Just write down all of your feelings on a piece of paper, and we're going to burn them around a bonfire. Then we're all going to take turns crying, and we're all going to promise to not tell anybody. So you're just going to get that vibe when you watch these clips. Okay.
It's like the Big Lebowski, real men cry too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in clip 18, this is anger management part 1.
It's strong men cry.
Strong men also cry.
To see you, to get engaged or bring our family together and finally get married and have a life together. I've been here for a week. These are my brothers. These are my bond. These are my brothers. My coach.
You've been raped by all of them. Someone send help.
Family together. I love our children, and I hope you receive this message well. Thank you. I love you.
It looks like they sent a message that they all discovered fire, and they don't know. It looks like an Aborigine tribe that they sent the fucking internet to.
Yeah.
They all look angry and confused.
Yeah.
Now I'm angry and gay.
Slightly off topic. Did you see that like they found like one of those tribes that's like completely blocked out from everything, and they gave them the internet, and like internet porn destroyed their village in like a matter of hours?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
that's those guys.
Yeah. We're gonna get back to the Real House Husbands of Fire Island here, because you can see that he wanted it to be over, but the guy that's recording it is just like, no, you're not fucking done. Keep going, asshole.
Thank you for your time. I hope that this hits your heart well and you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope to come home to you and be able to have a chance and opportunity to talk to you and share with you my experience in my life. You're gonna talk from the heart.
You're still not done, dickhead.
Fucking brain. She doesn't want to fucking hear your brain. I love you. I'm sorry I made mistakes and held myself back and held my truth inside.
Please let me come home, because I'm sick of being the second last guy in a 12-man human centipede. It's the best. It's the worst of both worlds.
These guys all smell like a shared jock strap.
Who none of us have bathed in 12 days.
Oh God.
He does seem like he's being held hostage, doesn't he?
Well, I also saw a lot of fake crying. Like he tried to end it with tears, and then the guy's like, "Keep talking." He's like, "Oh, okay, more. I'm so sorry, and I hope this finds you well."
Yeah. Now the guy that's videotaping it is gonna make him. He's gonna demand things of him and like humiliate him. I really don't think this was supposed to get out onto the internet, was it? Like,
oh no, this was sent to one of his ex-girlfriends. He had an ex-wife, then he had an ex-fiance, then this was the ex-girlfriend before Teresa.
Yeah, the guy that's in the second last row who is like, "Can I get a copy of that? I'm gonna dox it. I'm gonna make a fool of this idiot."
Well, the ex-girlfriend sent it to the press. This was the clip that Margaret was trying to get her to get in front of.
Yeah, but how did that person get? This isn't for an ex-girlfriend. This is for Teresa. So how did his ex?
No. This was filmed for the ex-girlfriend, and it got leaked. This was before he was ever with Teresa.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's even funnier then, because I know where this is going.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch clip 3 here.
You better fucking feel worried about other people around me. Feel her acknowledgement. I feel your pain. I'm sorry I put you through pain. Thank you for being patient with me and seeing the man that I didn't see that you see and you saw in me. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna come home and show you and prove to you the man, the best version of myself that I am right now.
He sounds like this. He sounds like this.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That is like the they took our jobs pile from South Park, where it looks like they're all just got done fucking each other.
Yeah, they all look naked and really red, and like they're about to beat the shit out of him the minute the video's done.
Yeah, he's gonna get jumped out.
They all look like they hate what's going on. Like, is this this is supposed to be like an olive branch or like fierce ownership of your mistakes or something? But like none of it looks like there looks like no acceptance of it. They all just look like they want to, punch the camera.
Yeah.
I feel like this woman basically said, "Hey, I'm going to really blackmail you and humiliate you forever if you do not go do this retreat." She set this up for him. He didn't go do this on his own. It's one of those things. Like she had him in a vice.
Yeah, half those guys are there due to a court order.
100%. 100%.
That guy's ex-girlfriend was like, "Go to anger management." And
how do you know you wouldn't like it? How do you know you wouldn't like it?
This is the kind of shit that Jeffrey Epstein had on Bill Gates. He is like, "I'm going to release that anger management video unless you pose for this painting of you in a dress that I can hang in my house, Bill."
Mm-hmm. Unless you let all these shirtless, gross men bang you.
Yeah. So this is the last clip from Louis, and of course, everything is going to work out the way that he planned it.
You heard that before. What are you going to do? I'm going to take action as soon as I get home. You're saying beautiful words. What are you going to do? I'm going to propose to you and get married.
Could you move your thumb, dickhead?
I love you.
Spoiler. They did not get married.
Oh, shocking.
And he was forced to fuck some gross Muppet that smells like marinara 24/7.
Yeah, he was forced to date the female gremlin from Gremlins 2. All right. Well,
That's my impression of Teresa Giudice.
Oh, I thought it was Louis.
No, her eyes are just like her skin has been pulled back like downward and back so much, like her eyes are like down at the, like everybody, like the girls
filler
who do
pushes
like
their eyes.
It looks like the Egyptian, comes up from the bottom eyelid and keeps going up. Way hers the other. She's doing it the backwards way. It's going off the top eyelid and down, and she looks horrible.
All right, let's speed run these apologies, guys, and figure out if we accept any of them. The Beverly Hills Kyle versus Brandy Glanville. Do we accept Kyle's apology to Brandy?
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Yes.
Definitely genuine.
No.
I'm sorry.
I think that was, in hindsight, that was probably one of the best ones of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb, not stupid. That's obviously.
No, I accept that. She apologized for using the wrong word.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jen. She apologized.
I accept it because she used the wrong word. She used dumb and she meant stupid. And she apologized for using the wrong word.
Yes, but the person that got the apology didn't accept it because it was insincere. Denise Richards demanding an apology from thin air.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
She accepted her own apology.
Yeah. It was like,
sorry for party rocking.
She was definitely party rocking. And the Melbourne one, obviously, that's another one of these. I just like playing that drop.
Mm-hmm.
Ramona's wine glass bouquet rose presentation.
That was definitely I accept that one. That was a sincere apology, and the person who was on the receiving end of the apology was Crunt.
Yeah.
Or still picking glass out of her face. One or the other.
Right. But for Ramona, that was pretty good.
So sorry, so sincerely sorry.
And then we have the Potomac reunion. Obviously not. That was more of this.
Fuck you!
She was definitely not accepting any kind of insincere apology for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Teresa issuing a blanket apology to the group.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like anyone accepted that.
Yeah, that woman horrible. It truly. I'm mad. I'm thinking about it still. Like the fact that woman is like even exists in the world, like it has any degree of celebrity, like the corruption, the criminality, just like the way that that community and the show like allows it to continue, and for her to still be making a buck off of being a piece of shit is a complete disgrace, in my opinion.
Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck that. Look at him. He's nothing, guy's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's more Louis, though. I think his apology was pretty sincere, though. I don't think
Louis terrible because he freaking hitched his wagon to that horse.
Well, he's going to drag her down. Don't worry. He's already destroyed her relationship with her brother and alienated her from everybody, and he'll get her back in jail.
What like, I know that like they were going to jail and they had like little kids, and I know the two daughters are like more grown up now. Are they like disgusted by the whole scene, or are they just like complicit because they get a fucking Coach bag out of it? Like, I don't.
They seem to be very much on her mother's side, and they love their father, and they love Louis, and they're on the show, and they're all in.
Of course,
but
they are.
And surprisingly, they actually seem like very lovely girls.
They're all union delegates for a fucking waste management company.
Yeah. Well, what do you foresee for like the next? I mean, do you know any rumors? I know they rebooted New York, right? Are people liking that, or is it boring? What do you think is going to happen with New Jersey?
The second season of the reboot of New York is going to be coming next month. We'll see. The first season was rough because it was a bunch of new people that didn't know each other. And then New Jersey
build up some bad blood for it to be interesting.
New Jersey is now on a bit of a pause, the way that Vanderpump Rules is, because they need to figure out what to do, because that show ended without a reunion because no one was going to apologize. And when they tried to get people together to apologize, someone threw a glass pitcher at someone else and huge fights erupted across the room. So they're only going to be able to bring at least half that cast back. I hope they'll take Teresa and give her own show and then bring some of the other cast back because she inevitably alienates everyone. But
they need to implement like punk bar protocols of like everything goes into a plastic cup. Like, your drink will be opened for you and everyone gets plastic.
Yes.
I heard
actually there was a scene where someone had a plastic glass and she smashed it against another girl's face.
What I want to go. What's that?
New Jersey, this past season of New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to go find that.
No, the next season I heard is going to be all the housewives shirtless on an island going through anger management.
So what actually has to happen, and this is me, I don't know how to copyright or lay claim to this idea
or end a show, but go ahead.
That obviously social media started, like TikTokers and YouTubers and everything are prone to apologizing. And I know they tried to do like these content house shows, like Netflix had the Hype House or Team 10 or, you know, all these fucking Logan Paul, Jake Paul bullshit content creator houses. I know they tried to do that, but I don't think those younger kids don't have the ability to like start these conflicts or something. They need a way to like start shit with each other. So because those people want to apologize at every fucking turn.
Oh no, you need middle-aged bitches who don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I know.
We need to say what they want to say.
We need to turn these younger kids into middle-aged bitches.
You just want that wagon. Want Bad Girls Club original cast. Only now they're all married and grown up.
I fucking love the Bad Girls.
All right. Well, thank you, Jen, for coming on and explaining all this because it's so dense. Like there's so much lore and there's show after show dedicated to each and every city and all these people that are into this. And if it's good enough for Michael Rappaport, it's good enough for me. I can cover it at least once. So I want to go back and reiterate all of my gratitude for our Patreon subscribers and look forward to the episode that we just released today. And I want to encourage everybody to find the show on Patreon to help us pay for the show, or you can watch the stuff that's on there for free. And you can also support the show for free on Instagram. Like and subscribe there. Like and subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. For Jenny, for Joe Sixpack, I'm Trucker Andy saying, stay sorry.